Hello and welcome to another episode of the Hanukkah Erotica Book Club podcast. I'm Raizel and I'm joined by my co-host and stepsister Malya. Hi, Mal.
Hi.
I'm so excited to read the book. I don't even know how. I
know I'm really excited to get to the book. I know.
I'm so excited to talk about it.
I think we need a little prelude though.
I know.
First of all, we saw each other in person in between the last recording and this, which was
so
really
fun.
Nice.
So great. And then we tried to not talk because we didn't want to.
I know. The first thing when we saw each other, I was like, I feel like I can't say anything because it's all supposed to be on the podcast.
I know. But then we broke the ice.
We figured it out.
Although I did feel like I said I was going to save a few things for the pod. And everything was now taken over in my head by this book because it's so good. Okay, but anyway, for anyone who's new on Hanukkah Erotica Book Club podcast, Malya and I review and discuss Jewish romance books and all things Jewish romance, sometimes the occasional TV show, movie.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And we're stepsisters.
Right. I do have a funny seltzer anecdote just to get us going here.
Please.
If I may. Which is that, it was Mother's Day and the preschool where Julius, who's my 3-year-old, goes, asked us to send in like a photo of ourselves to make some kind of project, which is like a standard thing. And I don't have that many photos of myself. So I'm like kind of looking back through and the most recent one I could find was the one that I posted on our Instagram a couple months ago, which was like me holding up a seltzer that I had gotten in a shalach mano that looked like a fun flavor, and I was like toasting with this seltzer held out. So I'm like, whatever, I'll send this one. Like, they'll probably crop out the seltzer in the foreground and they'll just use like my face and shoulders. But then I get there and they had made like a little like thing shaped like a medal that said like #1 mom, and they just used like the whole thing. So it's basically like the seltzer is like front and center, and then like I'm behind it. It's like #1 mom is like a seltzer base. I don't know. I'm just very seltzer heavy in that photo, and I thought it was funny.
I like it. It's appropriate.
Yeah, it was fun. I wear it proudly.
They see you.
Totally.
My mom really wanted a seltzer shout out.
That's right. She did buy it seemed like she took extra pains to get a good variety of seltzer, knowing that.
Yeah. Trader Joe's Cranberry Clementine.
That was really good.
Delish,
I never had that
before.
We finished that whole bottle.
Yeah. We drank that fast.
The cherry, what'd she have? Cherry bubblies?
I love cherry bubbly.
That was very good. I don't think I've had that either.
I was at Whole Foods this weekend and they were handing out samples, full-size cans of cherry lime LaCroix, which was so good. And then a LaCroix that was just called like Sunshine, and it had sunflowers on it. And I was like,
did we talk about this?
I feel that we may have, but I actually tasted it this weekend for the first time. Have you had that?
And how would you characterize it? No, I have not.
Floral? Florally? I'd love to know what that is. They were like, it's a mystery flavor. Florals. They won't tell us what it is.
That's weird.
The cherry lime was really good.
Oh, I'd like to try that.
The cherry bubbly just reminded me of that.
It's nice that they were handing out full cans.
I know. I thought I was going to get a little like shot glass taste.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Mm-mm.
Wow. Whole Foods. It's classy.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
With straws.
With it while you shop. Oh, with straws. Interesting.
I know. Never really even drink it with a straw.
Straws were taboo in Whole Foods. It's so unenvironmental.
They were like the reusable paper ones that dissolve instantly.
Oh, fun. I feel like that had a moment that's like, I feel like there was like, oh, everyone realized like straws are bad for the earth. Then everyone was like, let's use paper straws. Then everyone was like, let's get reusable metal straws. And then everyone was like, actually, no one needs a straw.
It did
we
go
could just drink without straws.
I use the reusables a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't travel around with them or anything.
I once got like at a conference, like in a swag
Yes,
bag.
I love
like,
that.
Like a reusable straw, like in a pouch.
In a pouch, I also got that.
With like a little straw cleaner stuck inside.
It's a good giveaway.
It's a great giveaway. I was really excited about it, even though I feel I'm not traveling around with
No,
it, but
me
it was
either.
thrilling to
I'm
get.
not traveling around with it, but I love that as a giveaway in theory.
Yeah, it's
I also
great.
got a little pouch of reusable cutlery, but like all cutlery is reusable. I mean, I guess just the pouch.
Right, and aren't they kind of like ergonomically shaped so they sort of fit together?
They are.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Because, yeah.
And they
I
seem
just
like they're made of
chaperoned a
bamboo.
field trip. Sorry?
They seem like they're made of bamboo.
Oh, they seem bamboo-ish, yeah, for sure. They're not plastic.
They're not plastic and they're not metal.
Right, there's something better.
Mm-hmm.
I chaperoned a field trip last Friday, and the kids all had lunch, and like a lot of them had that bamboo cutlery in a little like, you know, not plastic, in a little bamboo.
Tell me you live in Park Slope without telling me you live in Park Slope.
Seriously, these kids, their lunches, like I don't. First of all, my kid had like a PB&J in a plastic bag.
Yeah, single-use plastic,
and another plastic bag with pretzels and a cheese stick.
Because also, like in my school, when we do a field trip, it's like bring a disposable lunch because the whole point is that there's nothing for them to carry it back in.
Right. No. Oh my God. These kids are carrying these like bento box. Everyone has a freaking bento
bento
box.
boxes, yeah.
And the things in these bento boxes, this kid was like, oh, I have breaded shrimp. This kid has like shrimp cocktail. It's like a second grade lunch in the park. Like in their bento box.
Like a little marinara to dip, like a cocktail sauce.
Oh yeah, of course. Because there's that middle section like in most of those bento boxes for like
for a little dip.
Well, you know, yeah, you put a dip there. I'm like, I will not. I will not. I just will not.
Well, I don't even know what our equivalent of shrimp would be. Maybe like a dumpling, but my kids aren't those kinds of eaters. Yours actually might be. Like I feel like yours are more adventurous than mine.
Oh,
it's just
they would love it.
They would love it.
I'm just not going to do it.
Right.
I had one of my other kids, I had a parent-teacher conference, and the teacher was telling me she doesn't like the snack that I'm sending her. And I'm like, okay, like I'll figure out something else. And the teacher was like, you know, most of them bring in a bento box with, you know, some fruit, some this. I'm like,
yes.
I'm not sending in a bento box.
Mine is, I would say, closer to the fruit veggie bento box. It's not elaborate. There's no dumplings.
No, that's nice.
But there's fruits and veggies in there. There's more food than they need. I'll say that. And there's more food than they'll eat.
Right, what I get. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, my kids usually eat the free school lunch. It's just on a field trip. Honestly, they could get a bagged lunch, but then they complain. So I accede to their desires.
PB&J with a bag of pretzel sounds delicious to me. I'd kill for that.
She ate it all. She was fine. I mean, it was perfectly fine.
PB&J is a perfect sandwich. I love it. It's delicious.
Yeah, it's a classic, timeless.
My kids aren't big sandwich eaters, and I do feel it's like a life skill to be able to eat a sandwich. Like they don't care for a PB&J. They both will.
They don't eat any sandwiches.
They will eat challah and cream cheese. That's a sandwich they both eat. I feel that's the only sandwich they'll both eat.
That's a classic. Also,
it's classic. You know, for us and for probably anyone in the book, which I can't wait to talk about.
Oh yeah, that's yes, absolutely. Although I don't, yeah.
They eat challah and cream cheese in the book.
They definitely Saturday night or Sunday afternoon they're slicing off some of the challah.
Yeah. Wait, is there more to catch up on? I wonder. I mean, did you get any feedback about Rosenfeld? I feel like it's one of my favorite episodes we did. Worst books, best podcast.
It's always like that. It's so fun to talk about. You know, I did get a little I feel like people really want to get into the psychology of explaining peeing as a sexual fetish.
Yeah. My mom was like, I have known of that condition.
Condition?
I was like, I don't know if it's a condition.
Right. Not sure about that.
A pee kink.
But, you know, someone was like, yeah, it's about, I don't know, like being infantilized. And I was like, I get it.
Because you pee on yourself when you're a baby?
I don't know, you want to be like a baby? I don't know.
I don't know.
Someone else wants you to be a baby? Why? Whatever.
Because you got to pish? Make a pissy in your pants?
Pissing in your pants like a baby, yeah. I guess, but I'm just
Ugh.
not so interested in going down that rabbit hole. But
I thought maybe because it's like very wet. It's more about, I don't know. I just don't have the pee kink. I thought one thing that was great was that we kept the identity of someone who couldn't pee in a lake anonymous
oh
for the
yes,
podcast, and that
yes,
person revealed herself in a text between us. So
yes,
then I didn't
yes.
tell you.
No, you did
So
not.
then you got to learn the identity of that friend.
I did, and yes, she outed herself. That was I mean, rightly so. It wasn't your secret to reveal, but she did, and that was funny and sweet.
Very funny.
Yes.
Um, for this week's episode, months, we read Soon by You by Dahlia Adler.
Yes.
Now, Dahlia Adler is the author of what has held the crown for my favorite book we've ever read on the podcast, Going by Coastal.
Yes.
And now, after this book, she has my two favorites. I loved this book. I adored it. It's hard for me to talk about it, but that's how much I loved it.
No, it was really good. It's so funny because as I was reading it, I was thinking about how was it just last episode where I was making fun of the fact that so I know this is a difference between us, but I have always hated musical theater, and often
Yes,
people
that
will
was last
say to
episode.
me, yeah, often people will say to me like, "Oh, you have to see this show. It's not like a typical musical." And I'm like, if there's people singing on stage, it's a typical musical. Like, what do you? So I feel like I felt like I could see myself doing that with this book. Like, if people are like, I don't read romance," I could see being like, no, but you have to read this one. It's not a
This is a
regular
must read.
romance.
Like, this
And
is
then I could see people being like, I mean, is it a romance? I mean, I guess it is a typical
100%.
romance in a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways, it's a rom-com. It's just that the setting and the content and the humor and the modern Orthodox references that are so insidery in the most delicious way. And maybe it's just because we're in on it. But I
Right.
still feel like even if you're not in on it, you will learn separate from all the references, which I think we need to dive into like in major detail. But first, let's just time out for 1 second. I know a lot of our listeners read along with us.
Yes.
If you're thinking about reading along with us, I actually think you should pause the episode, read Soon by You, and then come back, because that is how good this book is, and I do think we're about to dissect it.
I mean, I don't want to say like it's not the kind of book where there's really like a spoiler per se.
Well,
You know what I
in all the
mean?
romances, if you're expecting a happily ever after, like, yes, from the description, you know what's happening. Like,
Right.
Ariel Becker is a chronic bridesmaid, never the bride, and she falls for a wedding singer, and they're from modern Orthodox wedding singer, and it's like an unexpected romance. So, of course, if you know that, that's true. There's nothing spoilery, I guess.
Right. I feel like that's true about the genre of romance in general. Like, it's not so
You know where it's going.
you know where it's going. That's kind of the fun of it.
Yeah.
So in that regard, like, don't not listen because of spoilers, but just like it's fun to discover. There's so many fun details in this book, and that's actually what I loved about Going by Coastal. And I thought it was because it was YA, but now I think it's just because Dahlia Adler's such a great writer and
100%.
knows to include those fun details.
Yeah. I love her work, period. Like, I
Totally.
adore her and
This
her
is her
writing.
first adult. This is her first
Non-YA, yeah.
non-YA novel.
Oh my God, it's so good. Okay, so Soon by You, an expression I did not know growing up. Like, Soon by You, an expression that a single person is told at a wedding by random elders, like soon by you, meaning like soon we'll be at your wedding, like
Yes,
we'll be dancing by you.
Yes, exactly. It's like, right.
And there was a series Soon by You that we liked.
There
Isn't that
was.
that web series, wasn't that called Soon by You?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about
It was a
that.
web series
Web
about like Upper
series.
West Side singles.
Yes. That was cute.
It
Yes.
was great. It was really fun.
Yes.
So great title.
Yeah, very fun. Because that's also
Already
very
inside-
insidery.
Already,
Yeah.
it's like an if you know, you know.
Yes.
So Ariel Becker, immediately we learn that she's funny. And has just a she's funny. She's like sex positive. She loves her friends. They're slowly getting married or quickly getting married, honestly. And it's like she's like feeling nervous about adjusting to it because she
She's like
herself.
pushing 30 and like she feels like she's one of the last single
But
people.
not only yes, but the difference is I feel like at least the way she's framing it isn't just like I'm one of the last single people and everyone's getting married. Like she doesn't 100% feel ready. Like she's not.
Right.
There isn't like a desperation to her. It's like she doesn't feel ready for that. And I think she's confident. But then I think there's like an inside voice that's like a little bit doubting, like, am I ready to be away for do those things? And I do think maybe there's a little bit of like a lack of confidence as it relates to that.
Yeah, and I also think it's kind of like there's a feeling of I totally agree. It's not a lack of it's not like a desperation, but it's more like like a feeling alienated from this community and sort of being like, here I am, I identify with this Orthodox community, but the direction everyone's going in, I don't necessarily feel like is right for me. And so where do I belong? A little bit of that.
Yes, yes. Molly and I, obviously having both, or I could just talk directly to you, like having both lived on the Upper West Side, like so much of our podcast talks about those years in our life. So like to read a book
that's just so pure that
just like just swimming in Upper West Side modern Orthodox culture in this way.
Yes.
It was like such a delight. Like I can't believe what she wrote. Like because also it is like so, their connection is so electric and like so sexy, in my opinion.
First of all, there's a lot of sex in this book.
It's very, very explicit.
I don't think, I guess because I only know her from YA novels, I wasn't expecting that level of explicitness.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I liked it, but
it was so great.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was or wasn't, but I was pleasantly surprised. Also, because the thing is interesting is like we have read so many books and like so there's some books like the authors just get it in a way where it's like not cringe and not uncomfortable. Like it was just perfect. Like how does she do it? I don't understand. The sex scenes were so good. Also, very specific, I think, to this culture is like this idea of like saving sex for marriage, but like being comfortable doing everything else. And like the hypocrisy
to be clear,
in that is
like
something I find is very funny.
Intercourse for marriage.
Saving vaginal intercourse for marriage, but doing everything else. Like I think that it is so there's something about it that's like hilarious because I remember thinking about this specifically like in my early 20s because I really believe, and I reading the sex scenes in this book made me think about this again. That's like if two people are in a relationship where they're doing everything but vaginal intercourse, for lack of a better word, right?
Right.
Because the way that you said it is accurate. Then like you are actually so much more intimate with a person because also like you're so intimate with them and also you have to be like so creative. Which like is so much more intimate than what I think so many people do when it's just like penis and vagina. Like I don't know what else to say. Like in and out. Yeah. Like the intimacy here, because they're not doing that.
Totally. And it's almost like you're looking for like more deviant things to do, right? Because it's like
in a sense, I don't think that was in this book, it didn't feel that way, but I think in life it is that way.
Yeah, but I think because people are just like seeking something new, but they can't really do the thing that I guess is the thing everyone would do. And so they're like finding all these weirdo other things.
Right. Exactly. And it got me thinking about that again.
Yes, I was thinking about like, is this book taking a position on any of this? Or is it really just trying to conjure a world?
Right.
I mean, yeah.
I had the same thought. extremely accurately conjured this entire world of Upper West Side, modern Orthodox adjacent Jew. But because also it's like, okay, Ariel Becker is this chronic bridesmaid, funny, works in like the erotica world or like sexy romance
Yeah, like
world.
erotic publishing. Yeah,
Yes, she's like
exactly.
in the publishing world or either
Yes.
editing. Like it's like maybe like a erotica app called Kistory instead of History,
Yes.
something like that, with all these like, I think non-Jewish queer colleagues, like very sex positive work environment. Like she calls it a
Yes.
slutty job or something like that. Or
Yes.
smutty job, maybe. Smutty or slutty job.
Right.
And she has a world of apartment filled with roommates, but then downstairs is a bunch of guys that they're close with who lives downstairs. Also, like I so lived that. Like
Totally.
just like
Yeah.
my apartment. And again, like when I say on the podcast, like modern Orthodox or modern Orthodox adjacent, like I specifically say adjacent to me, like you grew up modern Orthodox and like were that and that's like that it was that. But like
Right.
I didn't, but then like my apartment was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you were
and
kind of
like
like
I
thrust into that
kept,
world.
and right, and like I kept Shabbat and kept kosher and like was in this was in the modern Orthodox
Yeah.
social
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
circle
Yep.
of this book completely, but also like
Yes.
slightly outsidery within it because, and there's a character like that, Gideon, like Liana's fiance,
Yes.
is
Who's
like
become
became
more
more
religious.
like became more
Yes.
religious and like, so I whatever I appreciated that storyline, but like anyway, so it's like it completely conjures this world of like the roommates, the Shabbos meals. Like I could have used even more of it, honestly, like more detail. Like I remember like the experience of like Shabbos meals and then like going to Central Park was referenced, but like I could have used
Yes.
like a full,
Totally.
full, Shabbos great lawn scene.
Oh, totally. That would have been great.
Like,
But I mean, right. And then
or
there
kiddish
was
at,
one. Go on.
just like a kiddish at shul or,
Right. We didn't really see Shul at all.
right, like just like the Upper West Side, like there's so much. It's really like there's just so much potential, and like the Upper West. It wasn't like this wasn't Anytown, USA. They were Upper
Oh,
West
yeah, yeah,
Side
yeah.
Jews.
Yeah.
Also, he was an Upper East Side Jew, right? Or is that true? Oh
He
no,
lived on the
maybe
Upper East Side. Yeah.
right. So, which is also a thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that he was in shul. There was like he was going to Minyan.
Yes. Well, that's also what I thought the book did such a good job of, which I feel like is so hard to do, which is like, okay, so Ariel and her friends are kind of like one type of modern Orthodox, like living on the Upper West Side. They're keeping Shabbat, they're keeping kosher.
They're not 100% dressing sneakily.
They're not really
They're
dressing
going to bars,
seriously. They're going to bars.
parties.
They're not really into shul, really. Like, they go for the kiddish maybe or whatever, but they're not like minion men.
Right. That's yes. Probably true.
And yeah, and they're obviously they're not adhering to like laws around men and women not touching or anything like that. Although they do have this one, like they're saving the vaginal intercourse.
Right, but they're
and it
like
all like
they're hooking up.
they're hooking up. And then he represents this sort of like, it's also still, I would think, modern Orthodox, but it's like a more frum version of modern Orthodox in like a much more subtle way that I feel
It's called
is hard
modern
to
Orthodox
characterize.
Machmir now in the shidduch dating world or something like that.
There you go. He's modern Orthodox Machmir, which means like he is going to Minyan. He has a chavruta, like a regular chavruta. He's going on like shidduch dates in like hotel lobbies. The girls who he dates like live in Washington Heights, not the Upper West Side. It's like, I don't know. I feel like it's a very subtle thing to be able to capture, and she totally did it.
She 100% did it. He is like a Shomer Nagia, really from.
But like, he's not really
buttons
from.
Up. It's not
That's
that he's really from. He's exactly what you're describing. He's also like buttoned up.
Yes.
Okay, is he the hottest? Like, have we ever had a character this hot? Like, is my king just like from Family Man with like a dirty mouth? Like, I'm obsessed with him. Also,
I know he was
Judah
great.
Klein, his name. Also, he has this like TikTok, Instagram presence
He's a
because
celebrity.
he's a musical artist that he's a celeb, and then like the non-Jewish world is finding him on the internet, and also he used to be like this in like the Miami boys choir version of this, whatever in the book. It's like Kol Sasson when he was a kid. He was like a tween
Yes.
celeb.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and Dahlia, she does reference specifically in her acknowledgments that like that whole thing was kind of inspired by like Miami Boys Choir did go viral on TikTok in the like non-Jewish world a few years back.
Yes, exactly. So he's like, and I like it. It's like because he like runs into other guys. It's like they all used to sing, but like puberty didn't go well for them, but like his voice stayed good.
Right.
And like I just never thought of that. Is that the thing that happens with like guys where like they could sing when they're little and then like puberty hits, but like the ones who like make it are the ones whose voices remain gorgeous? Like I don't know, but
Yeah, I never thought about that either.
he's this from Wedding Singer, but he has like a career in general. Like he's like getting sent to Pesach programs. Love how many times the Pesach programs are referenced. Remember when I got back from Playa del Carmen and Thanksgiving and I was like, you guys got like Playa del Carmen, can't believe it. He was at a Pesach program in Playa del Carmen.
Yeah, exactly. Totally.
There was just so much. So yes,
that was great. Yeah, he's like a premier wedding. Like I think he's supposed to be like the sought after wedding singer.
Yes, like he'll do bar and bat mitzvahs, he'll do sweet 16s, but he's also like getting flown places for every holiday.
Yeah. He's like a guest chazan.
Yes. He's her downstairs neighbor's Akiva's brother, which is relevant.
Right, downstairs neighbor and like one of her best friends.
Best friends, yeah, it's relevant. Right. Their initial thing is like she like accidentally stepped on his foot at a wedding. They're like glaring at each other. He's like seems humorless and like,
right. He's like always wearing a suit, always very crisp, always buttoned up. And again, she's kind of like she has also like a reputation, like a slutty reputation.
She has a slutty reputation, and I actually highlighted like the when it comes up like around him for the first time, because like he doesn't know what's happening. Like all he knows is like he gets stepped on by a girl. He's also like very aware of her. Like he's like watching her.
Yeah.
Like he's just like very aware and attracted to her instantly.
Right.
And she is attracted to him, but like I think she's so almost like annoyed by his like attitude and persona, and also she's certain he's married at the beginning just because like what guy like that wouldn't be, and also because in the modern Orthodox world you do have a percentage of guys that don't wear rings.
Yes,
which is a thing.
Oh, totally. I have a friend who's a single mom actually, and she posted an Instagram about like she was somewhere at some like bagel shop or something, and she was like, please married men like wear your rings because us single girls want to know like who's available.
Right.
And yeah, she said she got a lot of feedback about that, of like women being like, well, if you trust your husband it shouldn't be an issue. And she was like, but it's not about trusting your husband, it's about me wanting to know who's married.
Right, it's not about trusting. Right.
I don't really get that. Why don't they wear rings? It's just like a jewelry is like a feminine thing.
No, I don't know either. I thought you might. I thought there was like potentially maybe like a halakhic thing, but in the book she's like, oh, I just thought you were one of those guys who was like, something with like too frat, like with their masculinity. So maybe it is just like a feminine. I don't know. I don't know about it. Anyway, I can't find it because the way that I highlighted so much of this book that there's so many references and things are bookmarked, and it's like really, I can't find anything now. But basically, like she has a reputation that she's hooked up with a lot of people, and someone was like, oh, Ariel Becker's at this wedding, and so it's like so-and-so, wait, she looks familiar. Oh, and then she says something like, oh, I probably hooked up with one of your friends or something like that. He's like, oh, that's true, Robbie so-and-so. And then someone else is like, wait, is that Bend It Like Becker? Because their like nickname for her is Bend It Like Becker because Ariel Becker is known to be slutty.
Right.
And it's like they are 100% slut shaming, but like she's very comfortable with the like, I probably hooked up with one of your friends. Like she's horny, she's sex positive. She doesn't see slutty as a negative thing, but she does use that word. Like, but she's owning it.
Totally. And I don't think she's not bothered by any potential conflict with Orthodox Judaism.
She's not bothered by it at all. Like, I think she sees, like, Yes, like she keeps shop, she keeps kosher, like this is her life, these are her friends. Like it doesn't bother her. Like I do think that some people, or like from my perspective, like having been in like multiple Jewish communities, like would maybe think like, oh, there's like another way to practice. Like I don't this whatever, like I could do
Right.
this and not feel like there's something wrong. But she doesn't feel like she's doing anything wrong actually, which is refreshing in my eyes. Except that again, there's like this element where she's like, maybe he, obviously like fast forward like hundreds of pages where they're like having more stuff going on and she's like, would he um even like bring me around to his friends and family? Like, or does he see me? Or is he embarrassed by my past or my, who I am?
Right.
This is it. I found it. It was like, well, this has been fun, but I'm needed by the bride. See you with the chuppah. Don't worry, she added to Judah. I fully intend to keep my distance this time because she kept stepping on him. Or they once bumped heads also. Then she sashayed off as if knowing everyone in the room was watching her walk away. Was that Bender like was that Bender like Becker? Dave asked, bumping Judah in the shoulder with his guitar as he came up behind them. Man, I haven't seen her in years. Just like that, like
Oh my
very
God.
broy, like yeah. But earlier in the same page, Mike, he snapped his finger. Becker, right? Why do I know that? And you look so familiar. I probably hooked up with someone you know, she said coolly, and it was Judah's turn to wince, although Mikey took it in stride. Now I'm sure. Oh, wait, Robbie Stern? I was pretty close. Yeah, so I do think that like generally like there's like 98% of her that's like very confident with her past, but then like a little bit of a percentage where like when she's like, I'm not ready to be a wife, like maybe that's some of what she means.
Totally. And I think she sees him always as like part of kind of a different community that would be judgmental of her. And that's why she's not really interested in him or that whole community. She just doesn't want to be, she
She'd
doesn't
rather
want to
be
be judged and
herself.
she doesn't want to be involved with that.
Right, right, exactly. So they keep seeing each other at weddings because she is in just like a 27 dress situation where she
Yes.
is
It's constantly
she's like
bridesmaiding.
constantly bridesmaiding and like another just like cranberry colored dress, a light blue colored dress, just like gown after gown after gown. And
Right.
he's often the wedding singer. So, things keep happening, but also like in the time where they're not at the weddings, like he really can't stop thinking about her. I
Yes.
found his character to be interesting because he has gone on hundreds of dates, sings at
Yes.
weddings, and craves a family. He
Yes.
wants to be married with children. That is what he wants. But after going on so many dates, he had started to think, based on the lack of sexual attraction he was feeling date after date after date, that he was maybe asexual. This is very
Yes.
interesting to me.
Yes. And I guess I'm wondering, like, I is that a phenomenon?
Like, for sure, there are a lot of people who consider themselves either like aromantic. Do you remember like the aromantic spectrum that was in one of the
Yeah,
books?
yeah, yeah. No, I'm not
Okay.
asking. I'm not
No, but
asking. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
no, but then like I think also there's like a community of people who identify as asexual. I just because that remember
Yeah,
like
yeah.
but also like
Yes. But obviously, as the book unfolds, it becomes clear that he is not asexual.
no, he was
It just
just not attracted to anyone but her.
right. But I guess my question is it that like there are some people who is the book trying to say that there are just some people who have really very, very low sex drives but then with regard to just one person or very few people that can totally flip? Or was the book trying to say like this very repressed culture where like all of his interactions with women are like very stilted, very forced, the women are very buttoned up, but that would like bring a person to a point where they'd be so disconnected from their sexuality that they might come to think that they're asexual? Like I
Wait, I
can't believe
love this. Yes, maybe you're right. Dahlia, let us know.
because I find it hard to believe that there's a person like I don't know if I buy that there's somebody who like has never felt sexual attraction for any woman and then this one person all of a sudden it's like through the roof with feels a little hard to believe to me.
Wait, no, maybe you're right though, because it's like the dates he's describing and you know,
Yeah, of
it's
course.
just, So it's like in that setting in a hotel lobby when you're just sitting there with yes, someone just like very prim and answering the questions, just in the way they need to answer the questions of the date. Like, yes, like, is it just the repressed culture making it impossible to feel that? I don't know the answer. I really don't. I mean, the pivot from asexual to like wild, horny animal is just such a sharp
It's
turn.
very
And
abrupt.
also he's so sexy and like knows what he's doing and like it just feels so natural and he has such a dirty mouth. Like he's so sexy.
Yes.
But he went from feeling nothing ever, not once. When they kiss for the first time in a way that I was shocked that kiss happened, by the way, in the bridal suite.
Yeah, me too.
It was like
Because
they
again,
were
it was really
rivals.
him. Like he got very forward all of a sudden.
It was just like rivals, a little flirtation, mostly rivals, a little flirtation, magnets.
Yes.
Magnets, amazing kiss. That was Judah Klein's first kiss ever.
Right.
Can't get her out of her head, decides he needs to give her a ride home. In the car ride home, he's like sort of like being really weird and grumpy. And I love her. Like, I love that Ariel is like, you're making me feel bad. Like, please enlighten me to what's going on here. Because you found me in the bridal suite. Then you found me again. You've kissed me twice. You came to find me to ask me for this ride. And now you like won't look at me, talk to me,
Right.
and tell me what's going on. And then he sort of does.
Yeah.
He sort of explains, like, I've never felt this.
Right.
I don't know if he says that he's never kissed anyone, but like he's been shomer his whole life.
Right.
Shomer Nagia meaning zero touching, like
right.
Not holding hands, not hugging, no making out, Shomer Nagia.
Right.
And like, I don't know what you're doing to me.
Right. And of course, like, I don't know, that's a big turn on, I think, for someone to say that to you.
Right. It's like it's so vulnerable, but also like like the attraction's so intense. Also, she feels that too.
Right.
But it takes a really long time for them to like then actually get into the relationship and like the will they, won't they, and the just dynamics of the whole thing. Like I'd read it every, if there continued to be a series about this relationship, I would continue to read about. I love them. So they decide to do this thing where they like basically, because they can't get each other out of their systems, they decide to just like hook up for like a week. Is that how you saw it? Like,
yeah. Like it's leading up to Pesach because he's going away on this Pesach program, and it's like, well,
and then it's the Omer.
And then it's the Omer. So there's not going to be any weddings.
So like basically, because they have this time before Pesach, they decide we're going to be separated anyway. So let's just do this for a week.
Right.
Pesach's coming. It's just so hilarious.
It's really funny.
And since
I feel like we've seen versions of this in other books, not with the Pesach and the Omer, but versions where they're like, let's just go with this for this like very limited specific time because of whatever.
For sure. I feel that's a trope in romances, 100%.
Yes.
So let's have this be of Pesach, then it's the Omer, then it's whatever to Lag BaOmer. So really, like, we're not going to have anything to do with each other after that because we won't see each other at weddings, and let's just get it out of our system-ish.
Right.
But it's also, like, so respectful, but also hot. But also they start to spend all this other time together. Like, she loves building Legos. He builds a Lego with her. She loves watching HGTV tiny home shows. He starts watching those with her. Like, he kind of can't help himself. Like, he makes them dinner. Like, they're not really meant to do that dating thing. But, like, he definitely is. It's more than physical.
Yeah, they're having long talks in bed. They're sharing whatever.
Yes. They're getting to know each other.
Childhood wounds.
They're getting to childhood wounds and trauma. They're connecting. Yeah. They're getting to know each other. I'm eating it up. I'm obsessed.
There's also a lot of oral sex in between all of it.
There's tons of oral sex.
Just like
they
nonstop.
Are coming left and right. They are just...
Also, he seems like he's some kind... There's also... I think this is funny where he's like, I don't know, seems to have researched, right? Like, doesn't he allude to like that he's watched a bunch of videos?
Sure. I wasn't sure if it was research or if he was like very attuned to just like, I feel like some of it was like, as a musician, you have to be in tune with like, I don't know what exactly. And he was like paying attention to her cues, and she's very expressive. And so he was able to read and give her what she wanted and needed.
Yes, there was that, but I thought there was also an allusion to
Just
having done some research.
yes, there was an allusion to some research, but I don't know the extent to it. I just,
Right.
he really, like,
He really wanted to excel.
he wanted to excel, but I just feel like he really was, like, pious in a way that, like, I don't think it was just, like, a porn situation.
No. It was for
He's
the
going to
sake
the
of
library, if anything.
maybe he was reading some, I don't know, manuals. I don't know.
I don't know. Pussy manuals.
Never know.
Anyway, I'm obsessed with their week together.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, so romantic. I mean, they just clicked so well. It's
romantic and hot. This book.
Yeah.
But also back to like what you said of just like everyone should read this. Like I also felt that way, including like Mitch and like also just like other modern Orthodox or modern Orthodox adjacent men in my life. I was like, oh, everyone should read this because it was also hilarious.
Yeah, it was a lot of funny, and I would be curious to know their take on this type of thing, like the kind of asexual turned horn dog. Yeah. What is that?
Yes, I'm interested too, especially given the community and whatever it's like. Anyway, she at the end is like, we need to go our separate ways and like you need to see people, like you need to date people. Like it's gutting. I hate seeing that. I hate to see it. I don't like reading about this amazing potential, this couple breaking up so that they could, whatever, he could really like find his one because she's obviously not it. And this is just this 1 week together and whatever, like sick. It makes me feel sick, but okay, it happens. She's kind of gutted, but is missing him all of Pesach, kind of wishing he was there.
She's still just like very committed to this narrative that they're not for each other. He wants like a sweet Washington Heights girl who's gonna like get married and give him 5 kids and make challah every week. I don't really know. See, I feel like in a lot of these books, include like it's hard for me. I feel like but maybe this is real life. I mean, people just like stick to this narrative that obviously doesn't really make sense for like so long. Like it's like
it is true in real life too.
I think you're right. It's just, I guess it's just frustrating.
The absolute truth is that on the Upper West Side in those years, there was like a group of like modern Orthodox guys, and none of them would have married me. They would not have married me. But it's 100% true, and they didn't. And some of them maybe would have hooked up with me. It wasn't even a thing. Like maybe it was a thing with some, but mostly it wasn't. Like it was they really liked me and as a friend, and like probably they were attracted to me because I'm attractive. So like and nice. Like the reason that they weren't going to be with me.
You are attractive and nice.
I'm attractive and nice and fun.
Absolutely.
Like so like and we liked each other. We were friends. Yeah. It's like the entire group. Who would not have married me specifically. I was keeping Shabbat and kosher and happy to do that forever. But like because I wasn't raised modern Orthodox and like they saw me as something other than, maybe also because I was physically active, sexually active.
But everyone was. I don't know.
But my sense was that like those guys, like the ones who were quote unquote Orthodox, were like in the like camp of the people they were hooking up with weren't in that community. I don't think.
And I think that even though they were like, they weren't doing this like old school shidduch dating by like being set up by matchmakers and whatever. I think largely those people weren't doing that, but they did still have this mindset that these like little religious distinctions are very important. 100%. And that it's those things that are really critical to choosing a life partner.
100%. Like, I think that's true. And I
think she did such a good job of creating that world where like the difference between like a Washington Heights minion goer and an Upper West Side like minion slacker, even though to the whole world they seem like exactly the same thing, to these people it's like, of course I couldn't marry that person. They live on the Upper West Side and they don't go to the minion.
Exactly. And they wear jeans or they wear short skirts or they this or they that, or like they're going to bars instead of like not going to parties.
And there's a perception that like that is what is the distinction between like a good life partner and a not a good life partner.
Right. Exactly. So like she did an amazing job conjuring that, and like for me that was actually truly very relatable.
Yeah.
But then he keeps going back in his head to like, but she keeps Shabbos and she keeps kosher, and like, isn't that really the rude? Like he says that
Right.
over and over throughout the
Yes. Like
book,
he's
and
like,
like,
but
no
are we
shit.
actually really that different? I don't
Right.
know.
He keep exactly. And like, would her career or would her history or would who she is have an impact on like on my career? But here's where it all gets so gutting. Okay, so he goes to the Pesach program and he
Yep.
meets a family. He's also like alone on these programs, but like a minor Jewish celebrity. So people are like, come sit with us for the Seder, come have your Seder with us, or blah blah blah.
Right.
Everyone knows him. Everyone knows
Right.
him from the internet. Everyone knows him from like the world of Jewish music. He had this Hanukkah album that's famous. People know who he is. They're excited
Yep.
he's at the program, but he's not so famous that you're like leaving him alone on a program. Like he's like just another modern Orthodox Jewish guy. So they're like,
Yes.
come sit with us, whatever, a whole family. And there's a single daughter, Mira. And like he literally starts dating Mira immediately on the Pesach program. He
Yes.
moves on so fast. She's just like obsessed, hit the jackpot. Like, of course, Judah Klein, stunning minor Jewish celeb.
Right.
What's not to love? Like he's like the
Right.
single guy she's been waiting for her whole life. She's
Right.
also like a fan.
Yeah. She's a fan.
Like there's also scenes in the book where like he goes on the hotel lobby dates and there's like a girl like earlier in the book like just like watching her Instagram and like of videos of him. It's like he's dating these
Yes.
fans and like Ariel
Yes.
doesn't get
Yes.
caught up in that, and I think he actually loves that.
Right. Well, she gets to know him, whereas these girls are just like, they kind of are just, they like his image or, yeah.
Exactly. So, anyway, he starts dating Mira and like and he's sort of like missing her. Like he's I want to I want to call her, but he doesn't call her. She wants to call him, but she doesn't call him. Like she's just like they're thinking of each other the entire time. She also does a very good job of that, of just like that experience of just like separating from someone, but like still like just like wishing they were
Yes.
there, doing the mundane things you're doing. It's not just you're not just like missing like whatever, like all the times he went down on you, like she was missing, she wanted him to like be there at the Seder, like she was missing
Yeah.
him. And
Right.
it's like she's like really feeling gutted about the whole thing. He sort of is too, but it's like focused on moving on with Mira, like doing what Ariel said to do.
Yes.
So he comes back from Pesach with a girlfriend
Right.
in the most horrible line of decision making I've ever seen. He
Well, he's
wants
just, yeah. Go on.
he wants her to meet Akiva, the roommate and brother, not roommate, the downstairs neighbor and brother.
Right.
And because she lives in the Heights, and he's like, she can't walk from the Heights. I laughed out loud that there was even thought that she was going to walk for Shabbos lunch, walk down from the Heights
Yeah, that
to
would
the
be
Upper
insane.
West Side. Is that even a thing? That's hilarious. Imagine
That's not
walking.
a thing.
That's not a thing.
You have
And
to like
so
go over a
someone's
bridge.
like, right.
Yeah.
So like sleep at in Liana's room because she'll be
Right.
out. So
Because Liana
share.
is
Liana's
Ariel's
the
roommate.
Ariel's roommate Liana is going to be out for Shabbos because she's always with Gideon or whatever, her fiance. Just stay at Ariel's. Stay by Ariel's probably is what they said. And
Sure.
and she does.
Yeah, that's like a
Oh, that's
that
just
would
like that's just
that's
a
that's a little
rom-com putting a
contrived for a
crazy
rom-com. Yes, exactly.
So Mira stays at her apartment. She plays sick the whole weekend. She misses all the meals. Ugh. And then, it's just, I feel bad for her. I really do. I really do. He sort of realizes, like, I can't be with Mira. I'm still thinking about Ariel. Even if I'm not with Ariel, it's not right for Mira.
Yes.
And
that's also interesting how, like, first of all, I would say, like, the one thing that I question, like, I guess I wonder about this choice was, like, so first of all, I totally get how this is a world where, like, even by just dating someone for, like, a month or so, they're already, like, they think you're getting married. Like,
Right, of
there's, like, a
course.
very, and so when you break up with them, it's not like in the regular world where it's like you dated for a month, you break up, okay, you're sad, but whatever. It's like, it's almost like you've led this person on in this way that
Right.
was sort of unfair because you've been sort of like on two different tracks and timelines. And it's true, he kind of knew that he was the whole time.
Right. I think he really, really, really actually did want to make it work. Like,
Yeah, he
I
did.
think that in his head, he needed someone like Mira. It took them time to get there, like Ariel and Judah.
But then the thing that I question is like when he like goes to her apartment to break it off with her, and does this whole crazy thing where she's like, is it because you need more than just kissing? And she starts to like this frum girl starts to strip.
She like takes off her shirt.
She's like takes her shirt off. You see like pushes like her bra, and like I guess the whole thing is like there's also like a comparison throughout the book that Ariel is like a curvy girl with like big boobs and like curves, and Judah's really into that, and Mira's very like, he describes her as like skinny, small boobs. Again, just very sort of like tightly wound. It's like that's the image you get.
But also Ariel, also right off the bat, like describes like he probably wants a skinny girl. He probably wants a skinny girl. This comes up a lot. For some reason in this book, the body stuff, like I feel like sometimes like the skinny versus fat or like the curves or whatever, like I'm put off by some of it. But like in this book, I wasn't put off by it in the same way because like I felt Ariel was very confident within her body.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Like,
and got lots of attention for it. Like, and was,
Yes. This wasn't like the mother-in-law being like, you need to lose weight. Although it's something did come up where like a Shadchan told her she needed to lose 20 pounds. I guess
she mentioned that at one point. Yeah.
Yes.
But I think that was just part of what made her feel kind of alienated. Like, I don't belong in, like,
right. Right.
But I don't know. I guess so then Mira's like stripping and is like, you can have whatever you want, like blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I don't know that I 100% like, this is funny, I guess, but I don't know if this would happen.
Funny / very sad, tragic.
Funny / very sad. It just didn't feel like
realistic.
It didn't feel realistic to me.
I don't know. It's like maybe in a moment of desperation. I don't know, because I didn't even think they were going to kiss. I was shocked when that started.
Right. Well, I think it wasn't the whole thing that Ariel kind of like goaded her into that.
Right. I think that like in moments of desperation, all sorts of crazy shit can happen, and I don't know.
True.
I don't know these. Maybe from my perception of these Washington Heights girls, they're not just stripping for Judah Klein in a random last act of
like
hoping for a ring.
Yeah. I don't know. Listen, you're right. In a desperate, who knows what can happen in a
because also
moment.
It's possible that she is probably a sexual person feeling very attracted to Judah.
I'm sure
she's the only one who wasn't feeling it, but like Mira probably was feeling it. He's a hottie.
Totally. Yeah. No, she's into it.
So no, but I know maybe a little unrealistic. Also, can I tell you the only thing that I thought was unrealistic in the whole book? Probably so annoying for Dahlia to hear, just like our random like plot holes. But like because Akiva is her bestie, she would have known that Judah was single.
Was not married. That's true. I thought of that too.
It couldn't have been that you don't know that your best friend's brother, who's famous, you don't know his marital status.
I agree. And the whole point was supposed to be that Akiva and his brother were sort of alienated from each other. They like didn't talk a lot. Right. And like through getting to know Ariel, he also like reconnects with his brother. But still, I agree with you. They weren't that alienated. Like she would know if he had gotten married.
100%.
And was having kids. Like she would have heard it
known
from
if Akiva was an uncle.
Totally.
And Akiva would have been the best uncle, if you will. He would have been amazing. He will be amazing. Akiva was a great character. I loved him.
He was a really good character.
Keever Beaver was his Instagram handle. So anyway, this very like upsetting scene happens, which is that they're trying to rekindle things. He's apologizing to her. He asks her out. Like he like because they keep running into each other at a Lag BaOmer barbecue. I love all of it, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, so at a Lag BaOmer whatever barbecue, and he asks her out, and even the way he asks her out is sexy. All of it's sexy.
Totally.
It's like when he like whispered to her, like, go out with me. Anyway, they go out. They go to a great restaurant. People like follow him and like take pictures of him and like post it to Instagram and TikTok.
Especially at these like a Manhattan, like a midtown kosher steakhouse. That's like everyone in there knows him and is videoing him. Like every single
he's like
person.
Getting videoed. He also is like getting videoed with Mira, the whole Pesach program, and people were like shipping him and Mira because like that's how much of this kind of celeb he is. And people are all in the comments. And you know how I feel about Instagram and books, so I love the comments.
Yes, that was fun.
So it's like, people are all in the comments. Also, he like this book begins with him like not even understanding what's happening with like a video and all these comments. Like he's like, I didn't even realize so many Jews were on Instagram, like, on social media. Like he's like, this is almost new to him.
Yes. And he has sort of a weird relationship I think he has a weird relationship to all of it because he sort of feels like he knows he's fortunate and he does like his career, but he also, I think, feels sort of weird being made into this character that he doesn't really think he isn't actually.
Right. Also, like at one point he gets interviewed by a magazine and they're like, so tell me, what's your feeling on the Klein addicts? He's like, who are the Klein addicts? Like he didn't even know that he had like a fandom.
Right.
A little head
Like
in
he
the
really
clouds.
is consciously trying to stay away from it.
Right, exactly. So, which is funny. Like, I do feel like most artists like embrace that and know it, but
Yeah.
he's like, it's different for him, which I get. He's a from Shomer Negia Jew. Like, he doesn't know from this.
Totally.
So, anyway, someone posts a video or a picture of them on their date, and like the comments go crazy. It's like, how could he do this to Mira?
Right.
Like, I know that girl. She hooked up with my friend, blah, blah, blah. And just start slut shaming her under this video, slut shaming her on Instagram. The comments are horrible. She feels horrible. He doesn't know what to do. I think his phone starts ringing. It's his agent. I don't exactly know. It's very cinematic. This should, by the way, absolutely be like a series or TV show. I'm obsessed with these people.
Definitely. And she just takes this as like validation that everything she thought was true. It can never work with them.
She leaves. She can't handle it. She leaves.
Yes.
He chases her out. I love this. Oh, he's like, let me just pay the bill. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm like, you mensch.
Totally.
You could call your credit card in properly, but he's like, if I like, I need to go back in and pay, and then I'll be right out.
Of course. No, he's always thinking of, absolutely.
She leaves.
No, yeah.
You know, and it's like this like exhausting sort of will they, won't they? But like ultimately, you know, this is this amazing couple who like understand each other and appreciate each other, and like really like he doesn't like he cares about her more than all this other stuff, but also he understands like that like the real ones are gonna get it, and like people will also ship them because she's really great, and like will it have an impact on whatever? Like some people won't want him at their wedding, maybe, but those people are jerks.
And I think he also decides to kind of pivot in his career to be like a little less frummy.
Right.
Understanding that that might cost him some jobs, but that he has enough celebrity that won't matter.
Totally. So
what did you think about the fact that, I guess this is a real spoiler, but the fact that like they like have like they like can't resist having a whole sexual encounter right after he proposes, even knowing that like all her friends are waiting in the apartment. All their friends are like waiting in the apartment upstairs for their like l'chaim.
And also like on the couch. Like I just want to say like when you have roommates, like can you like do that on your couch?
I mean, maybe if you know the roommates are like away for the weekend or something.
But just like that amount of like, I don't know. It just seemed like a lot of wetness, like on a couch, on your communal couch.
Yeah, you don't want to get once there's like fluids involved. You need more like a controlled environment.
I'm just not sure. I feel like that needs a bed, but they couldn't resist. They were right in the living room, or you know.
That was really. I mean, like it's months later. They're getting engaged. Their whole l'chaim is waiting upstairs, and they still like can't keep.
They cannot keep their hands off each other.
No.
Amazing.
And then he kind of again he makes the statement like, I think I was attracted to you because I always knew you were like going to be the only one, which I guess kind of is like saying that, yes, there could be somebody who like is asexual for anyone except one person. But I don't know. I don't know.
She brought something out in him. I like this. I like your thoughts about like, is this a commentary on the community or is she just conjuring this world? I don't know.
Yeah.
It definitely really did make me think about the like specific hypocrisy of the intimacy thing, that like I understand they're saving this one thing, but like everything else is inside there. Like I understand that one thing isn't inside. Like I'm sure he was probably up there up to his elbow. I mean, am I wrong?
No, I don't think you are wrong.
It was so good.
I don't know. But she really did, like, even though it's sort of to anybody else, I think it's just like, what? This makes no sense whatsoever. Like, she captured perfectly how, like, within this world, it makes total sense and no one questions it.
100%. It makes total sense. No one questions it. And also, like, in, like, the Mormon world, right? There's, like, other worlds where, like, there's something like this.
Right.
This exists.
Right. Oh, they have the tefillin dates, which is like a classic.
Even like when he goes to get interviewed by that magazine that's not Jewish, just like maybe a music magazine or something, like Rolling Stone type magazine. I don't really know. Yeah. But like he like is deciding where to go, and he's like, it's hard to explain that like the only good place that only the places that have decent coffee also have like pizza, falafel, sushi, and fries. I was like,
That was funny.
oh
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
just the
Also,
references of
there was a scene for a Shabbat lunch where she goes in and like helps herself to like a turkey kale Caesar salad.
yes,
That was so good to me. Like that's so Upper West Side is like mixing these weird like deli meat with
deli,
like a Caesar salad with kale.
100%.
And everyone's like, yum, delicious.
I wanted more food, obviously. You know how I feel about that. Like, I would have
Yes.
loved to see deli roll. I would have loved to just
Yes.
see like all the like salatim passed
Oh,
around the
yes.
table.
That
I
salad with the raw ramen noodles.
But it's like in my head, some of the things we used to make like still exist up there in
I
rotation, but like
wonder.
I don't think they do. Like I think it was like 2 decades ago, and now there's other like staples. Because also the things that like okay, like that disgusting squash kugel that like remember like the squash and broccoli kugel, like when
Wasn't that
those were
squash
at their
kugel made with
peak.
like baby food?
Yeah, or like a can or something. Yeah, maybe there's a baby food version. I couldn't make that. Like there was also like
No.
cinnamon. It was like sweet. Like I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
make
yeah.
that. But like I
No,
have
I
been
know
asked
exactly
to
what you mean.
make that at meals because people are like, what can I bring? It's like, could you bring a squash kugel? So like I've had to make that item.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
like that cinnamon squash kugel. So like it's like custardy. It's absolutely
I know
just thinking
exactly what you're
about it. I
talking
could
about. It is
taste it. I could
custardy.
smell it right now. It smells like pumpkin
I could
spice.
see the like
Yes.
film on the top, like
Yeah, the film on the top.
oh,
Okay, and the broccoli, there was like a broccoli kugel. I feel like that was a real Talia item, but like the thing is, or like your taco salad or whatever it was called.
oh yeah, 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 of course, with the Russian dressing, your favorite.
Oh, I can't. So the thing is, when those were at their peak, they were also at their peak at family Shabbat meals across the country, or at least the Northeast.
Yeah, it was just like
So
Hamish food.
that was, but of the moment. And so I think
Yes.
that like when there's new trends, I think they're also of the moment. So like I think it's not just because it's like everyone's on the Upper West Side and then also home for Shabbos, and it infiltrates the
Right.
Shabbos observant world and their meals. So I don't know that taco salad's still a thing because I haven't seen it.
No, I'm sure it's
Sushi
not.
salad's a thing. You ever
So
see
that's what
sushi?
I was just gonna say. Are they doing sushi salad?
There's sushi salad.
They're definitely doing sushi
Sushi
salad.
salad's on the scene for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's an
But I don't know
upgrade
what
from
they're eating
taco
up there.
salad to
Tell
me.
us. Tell us. I need
I
to
would really
know.
like to know what the
Yeah,
current situation is.
I'm gonna ask my brother-in-law what's happening up there for meals. Kugel made it. Kugel was there. There was Kugel. I don't. Was Cholent?
I don't
I don't know
remember
if Cholent
Cholent in the
was in the
book.
book. Oh, you know, it was in the book that was hilarious. I laughed out loud. The
What?
Viennese table.
Oh yeah.
Okay, like very long time ago, I feel it was like almost like soon after we met when like your dad was telling us that like at weddings,
Yes.
the wedding singer really or the MC of the
Yes.
night
Yes.
at the end of the night when the dessert came out would introduce the Viennese table in a way that made us cackle. It's like,
Because it
and
was like
now.
they would solicit applause. It would be like, ladies and gentlemen, rise and give a round of applause for the Viennese table. And like a curtain would part or something, and you'd see the Viennese table, and everyone would like be like, yes. And
But like in my head, Viennese tables, like do non-Jews know what a Viennese table is? It's like a dessert buffet.
I have no idea. It can't be like right. I don't think it's originally a Jewish term, but I don't know if non-Jews know what it is.
Like, does like
Feels like
anyone
a
still say
relic from a
Viennese table?
bygone era. Who has a
Because like there was
Viennese?
like a whole scene where he was like having gone to so many weddings. I loved all
Yes.
the chapters from his perspective, by the way.
Oh yeah, me too.
Just loved,
So
loved, loved.
interesting.
I love
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
into his
yeah.
head.
Yes.
I loved everything about it. But like he's like having been to so many weddings, he started to like for a while he was like picking and choosing what he wanted for his own.
Right.
Does he want plated dessert or a Viennese table? And I was like, Judah Klein, you can't get better.
Right. Yeah, it's also like, right, he really got into like, he was almost, and I liked that she did this because I feel like that's typically a female stereotype in that world, but it would be a girl who would be very focused on, I want a Viennese table. This is the centerpieces I want. This is the flowers I want. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it would be like, that would be, so for that to be a guy who kind of gets caught up in all that, I thought was very interesting and also probably totally true.
Totally true.
Because that is such a focal point for people in that world, and he was seeing it like every weekend.
Right, right, exactly. And like a lot of guys really do want that and want to get married and well, like want a certain wedding or they know, you know?
Yeah, are invested in how the wedding
Mm-hmm.
looks and
Mm-hmm.
all that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are so many references that as I was reading it, I highlighted it and I was like, I need to discuss this that I'm missing. But it was just so good in
And
every way.
at the end, she has a whole thing where she kind of gives a whole intro to every part of a Jewish wedding.
Yeah, which is so cool.
So cool. I feel like that could be like printed and given. You know how sometimes at weddings they
Yeah, the
have little things
program.
where
Yeah.
that could be like its own little wedding program.
Yeah, it's so true. It was because here's the thing. This is when it's like everyone should read this. It's like if you're on the inside, you'll just appreciate all the references and just like be delighted by them. But if
Right.
you're not, it's like I think you'll get a great education. Plus, it's hilarious.
It's really
Plus,
funny,
it's
and I think it would.
extremely sexy.
Yes, and I think actually the idea of like we can't have vaginal intercourse for whatever fakakta reason, so we need to like get creative in getting around that is actually like a fun premise. Putting whatever religious element aside, it's just like a fun premise, I think.
For sure. It definitely made their sex great.
Yeah. Yeah,
Really.
they had to, like you said,
The
they had to
thing
get creative.
is, when it first got hot and heavy, sorry to backtrack 300 pages, but when it
Yeah, yeah.
first got hot and heavy, they had like kissed twice and then they hadn't seen each other. And then he like showed up for Akiva's birthday. And then there was a birthday party that night and they were like flirtatious, but then he was sort of like, I have to stop. And then she walked away from him and she was like, Judah, I'm going to go to the bathroom and then I'm going to find someone who like wants to hang out with me, like who wants to whatever, fool or
Right,
hook up with a horny girl in a short skirt, like walks away from him.
right.
And he like doesn't know what to do and then like follows her back up into the bathroom and like knocks on the door and like he's like overcome by his like attraction to her and like bangs on the door and they end up like having something in the bathroom but like
Yeah.
in the way the scene was written it felt very fast and then she just like instantly went down on him in the bathroom.
I think that is basically what happened.
I don't know if it was like meant to be like more lead up and like a really like intimate hot and heavy hookup but it felt like a very fast hookup and that she just like instantly just like went down on him and that was that they like washed up and like moved on.
Right.
Like that was crazy.
Also, didn't he start like talking very dirty very quickly?
Yes, very.
For someone who's never kissed anyone, like how does he even
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
where
like
does he even
that
get
is
that
why. Like I'm
vernacular?
telling you, like my kink is like this like from family man who was also dirty. Just he was so hot.
I know, but I'm also like, I
Like
feel
how do
like
you
this is a
access
little bit
that?
of a figment. Like, does that exist? Like, how would he even know? Like,
It
how
was
would he
so
even know
unloved
that?
him. Yeah, exactly. I don't know because it's like he was just saying what he wanted.
Right.
What he wanted was her,
I get it.
and he was so complimentary.
He was very oh my God. Well, he like worshipped her. He was like,
Yeah,
he was obsessed with her.
incredible. Loved it so much. Really. I mean, what was the whole thing with the tallis? It's like an
Oh yeah. It was like, she said at one point, that was also so insidery. Like he's a Yeki, which is like a German Jew, and they have like some specific customs that other Ashkenazi Jews don't have, other Eastern
which is
European
wearing a tallis
and
before
one of them is
marriage.
wearing a tallis even if you're not married. I think
Right.
most Ashkenazi Jews, you only start wearing a
Orthodox
tallis
Jews, because when you're not, you get one at your bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah, and that's that. Like that's like something I didn't know till I was older.
Yes. Orthodox Jewish men typically start wearing a tallis when they're married, and it's a sign that you're married if you see a guy in a tallis. But he
Right.
was saying he's a Yeki, and they wear it before marriage, and he's like very into their like. I guess that was supposed to be like a part of his sort of like buttoned up rigidity that he was like adhering to these weird customs. Like he went to that meal early on and he was like, we should wash before Kiddush because again, that's like the German custom. And his brother
Right.
was like, okay, like I don't.
And also because his brother had a more fraught relationship with their dad, so it was
Right.
also like nuanced about the like divorced parents and the dad and whatever.
Right.
A lot of layers.
Yeah, but I think like, first of all, yes, that she got all the details so right on and like was able to use them as plot points was just so smart.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I don't know. I think it could be like that could be really fun and immersive for someone who's totally not familiar with this world.
Exactly. And like, yeah, if you have to look something up, you look it up. Or you listen to this episode to clarify things.
I think she did a pretty good job of kind of explaining with context.
She definitely did, but not in a way where it felt, you know, we've read books where it's like, you know, blah, 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 Shabbos, the Sabbath, the seventh day, where Jews rest, and we this. It was not.
Right.
It was like implied and an incredible read probably for anyone. But yes, just like within the book, not in a way that was heavy-handed.
It was so fun. I really enjoyed it.
Like, what a feat to like write something where like we're invested in these characters, like sincerely, and also the side characters. Like, they're funny, their conversations were easy and fun and conversational and relatable, like with all of them, her colleagues, the side characters, Gideon. Oh, I loved them all. And
yeah,
then
even like at the end, he kind of like, Judah kind of seeks out Ariel's best friend's fiance, who's a Baal Tshuva, to kind of get like male advice from. And by the way, he does a great job. He gives such good male advice.
Oh, amazing.
But it's also kind of, I feel like that's depicting maybe in this community, like a male friendship is not so, I mean, like men are around each other all the time. But again, there's like a lot of norms that everyone needs to adhere to. It's hard to have like real frank friendships.
Maybe, I feel like maybe he isolated himself though.
Right, that could be.
It's like when I think about all the Orthodox Jews I know, I feel like there's like a lot of very close male friendship. I feel like this was a Judah thing.
Right.
Also, the use of the full name, the use of the full name, like constantly, people are like, they're Jew declining him, and she's Jew declining, and like, do you feel like this is like a from thing, or like, do you think it was for the book? Like, because looking back on like conversations, like I do think that like we full name people.
Totally.
But is that just like cultural?
Is that cultural, you think? Or is it cultural because people have common names?
I don't know. It made me think. I don't know.
Or is that kind of a sign of celebrity? Like, because people do that with celebrities.
But he also kept being like an Ariel Becker and blah, blah, blah. Ariel Becker.
Right. Maybe it is a cultural thing.
I don't know. I felt it. I wasn't sure. The shtick at the wedding.
Oh yeah, the arches.
Like she had the arches and the arches and switching to the sneakers. Like just so perfect.
Totally. Really good.
And then I was just like, I couldn't put the book down. And I had, was reading it the entire commute to work. So then I was thinking about it. And then, I'm reading it on the way home from work. And then I'm reading it the next day on my way to work and everything. And my colleague who grew up Hasidish, who's no longer Hasidish, had her sister's wedding Monday night.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, tell me about it. It was in Borough Park. It was in Borough Park. Did you bring shtick? She's listing all the shtick.
Oh, wow.
She's telling me about the arches, and she's telling me about the brooms, and she's telling me about just glow stick, so much shtick. And she said that her sister at one point was like, get me someone else to dance with. Get me someone else to dance with. I was like, this is going on the podcast. I got it. And then at the end of the night, she had to cut her out of the dress because the gamach dress that she got she couldn't get out of it. She had accidentally locked the zipper into the hook and eye.
Aye.
And she had to pish.
Yeah.
She got cut out of the dress. I was like, this is going in. I have to tell Malya about this. It's really good.
Yeah. Wow, she had to pish. Yeah, those dresses. It's like you can't. Once you're in, you're in.
Oh, yeah.
In for the night.
In for the night. So, no, I mean, this book, I just, now it's like, I can't wait for her next one. It's like, I adore her. I started rereading it instantly upon finishing it. So I'm in the middle of my second read.
She's real. It's so good. It's really fun.
I am going to recommend it to everyone.
Totally. I know, because people are always like, every time you tell, I mean, my experience is typically every time I tell someone about this podcast, they're like, oh, what's your recommendation? And I feel like you need to have kind of like a go-to.
It has been going by Coastal for 4 years for me.
Yeah. But I feel some people are turned off by YA.
Right, but that book, I mean.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, I think some people just are more skeptical, but yeah.
Loved it. Can't love it enough. And you know what? Sometimes I feel like it's like our episodes when we like don't like the books might be like, I don't know, funny in a certain way, but it's like to talk, like getting to talk to you about this book tonight. Like I was like so excited.
Same.
Because I haven't read a book that I loved in this way for our podcast in such a long time. Like to this extent.
We had some laughs too.
And it was funny. Well, the book was funny.
Yeah, it really was.
It really was. I was really laughing. So this book's incredible. Please check it out. Dahlia, you're the best. And
we loved it. I really so fun. I mean, I would recommend it even to people who don't like romance novels.
100%, I will.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They
saying.
should all read it.
Agreed.
Also, because like when you're in it, if you know this community, it's like, what a pleasure.
So entertaining. It's so entertaining. All these little details that you're like, how is this
Kosher Marketplace?
Was there Kosher Marketplace, or there was some equivalent to that?
There's some equivalent.
Yeah.
I think it might have been Kosher Marketplace.
Oh wow.
Also, all like the wedding songs.
Oh, you were that was so. I was hearing your voice in my head when at the beginning with your.
Yeah, but then I discovered like he wasn't that kind of wedding singer.
No. He was more elevated. He was like, I think I've been to so many weddings, like what you're describing, which is like, I think more of your standard, like middle of the road band, the guy who's like, he's got to give the people what they want. He's like he's like a cruise director type.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this.
No, he was much more elevated. This guy, Judah.
Yeah. Like he's singing the Kala down the aisle and like you have goosebumps.
Totally.
His voice you're melting.
Right.
Plus, he's stunning.
Right. No, I mean he's the best.
And his suit's gorgeous.
His suit's gorgeous. It's a 3-piece.
His cufflinks, immaculate.
Not a hair out of place.
His kippah.
Black velvet. Was it black velvet?
Was it black velvet? I pictured like small black.
Right. There was a point when they were in bed and he was like pulling his tzitzit off.
Yeah.
That was pretty sexy.
Very sexy.
Right. Like tzitzit is also another level. Like I think the guys who live in those apartments on the Upper West Side aren't wearing tzitzit every day.
Really? I think many are.
Really? Interesting.
I sure do.
Okay.
Love
some are, some
out.
aren't. I don't think it's universal.
Maybe not.
It's not like
definitely a lot
Shabbat. Oh, okay. Maybe I wasn't aware.
I think a lot are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Accept that. Should I talk about our next book?
Can't wait. Yep.
Okay, so we are doing something fun and new, which is that my friend and fellow longtime Park Sloper, Nora Kogan, has written a romance novel. And I think in part inspired by our podcast, she's a fan. And it's called The Story of E. Who Needs Hinge When You Can Be Robbed?
Okay, great.
I'm going to read you a book overview from Amazon. This book is available on Amazon, Kindle or paperback. The Story of E by Nora Kogan. And here's the book. Here's the book overview. My name is E. That's all you're getting. I live in Brooklyn. I run a small, beautiful business. I have a small dog who hops like a rabbit and sits like a human. 9 pounds of pure sugar and angst directed at anything with 2 wheels. A serious Hasidic study practice, and what my friends generously describe as a platinum bedhead situation that precedes me into rooms. I am, by most reasonable measures, a lot. I have also been, for the better part of 3 decades, a lesbian. Or so I thought. The story of E begins in Brooklyn in mid-dark at 4:30 in the morning with a knock at the door. What follows is a robbery. A detective E could not stop thinking about, the most beautiful woman she's ever seen, 8 attempts to end something that refused to end, and Hashgacha Pratis, the Hasidic teaching that nothing is random. It is a love story, sort of. It is a comedy of indiscretions, definitely. It is, in the end, about a woman finding out what she was actually hungry for.
Oh my God, I can't wait to read it.
Sounds good, right?
It's a full book or a short story?
It's a novella. It's like 130 pages.
I cannot wait to read it. It sounds great.
So we're gonna read it and hopefully have Nora on the podcast to answer our questions and tell us all about it.
I can't wait. I can't wait to talk to her. I can't wait to read it.
Yeah, she's really fun. She's gonna be a fun guest. We haven't had a guest in a long time.
That's true. Okay. This podcast is brought to you by Hanukkah Pong.
Yep.
Available at newesttraditions.com. It's never too early to get your Hanukkah. You know what? Would have been great in the book, by the way, because they did play Hanukkah games at their 2 Hanukkah parties. Hanukkah Pong would have been good. They were playing Sivi Ono.
Sivi Vono. That's right.
Sivi Vono.
Yeah.
Like a dreidel drinking game.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a menorah-shaped beer pong game called Hanukkah Pong, available at newesttraditions.com, but 20% off for our listeners with Hanukkah Aronica as your code HANUKKEAHEROTICA. And this podcast is produced by William Levin. Thanks, Mal.
Thank you.
We're Raizel and Malya. Find us on Instagram, Hanukkah Erotica Book Club.
Rate us 5 stars on all your platforms.
And have a good Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
Night.
Night.